Hello friends and welcome back for episode 53 of our Terraria 1.2 Let's Play. This should be going up on Christmas Day, so I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone out there that's celebrating, and wow, this is going to be a really crazy episode. I hope you guys are ready. So I was getting prepared for the possible Plantera fight. I was doing a little bit of kind of side work that wasn't really necessary, but I decided to go ahead and do anyway, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But in the process of me doing that, it ended up being both a solar eclipse and a pirate invasion at the exact same moment. So I decided, why don't we get back home and set the recorder to on, and then we'll see what kind of chaos is about to unfold. So I'm in a predicament right now because I had just recently died for some reason. I'm not sure why that was, but apparently my health is down to 120. So I need to go heal, and then I need to rush over and get my tortoise armor on because I think I have a better chance of standing through all of this garbage for at least a couple of minutes that way. I'm not sure what's going to happen. This is just going to be a chaotic episode, so I hope you guys can revel in the insanity that's about to unfold in front of you. I promise I'll try and stick with it as long as it's interesting to watch, or at least, you know, something's happening. So why don't I get started? I'm hesitant to hit escape and let the chaos begin to unfold, because I know once I let the genie out of the bottle, I can't put it back in. Anyway, first thing, let's go heal. I don't have any money in my inventory because I put it all in the pig since I was expecting to die. Whatever, I forgot what you already said was the total I needed, so there we go. 2 silver. Alright, the Reapers are here. I'm gonna have to rush down into my armor basement thing to go ahead and grab my tortoise armor. Let's hope that doesn't kill me right there. I think I'll be able to make it. I'm gonna be in trouble though. And then I need to get out, like, out of this building as soon as possible. This is not the right area, and the Reapers are on top of me, so I need to heal. And there's the armor. This is a nightmare. Okay, there we go. Now we can switch this out. And I did, by the way, I don't know if you caught that, but I actually grabbed the last piece of the mummy set while I was digging through some desert tiles for a moment. Okay, get out of here, get out of here. They're probably going to kill all my NPCs. I kind of understand that that's what's going to happen. What else did I want to do before I get out? I think that was really it, right? Switch my armor out. Get rid of my money, which I did already. And yeah, I guess let's just ditch the house. We healed up. When the pirates show up, this is going to be absolute chaos. But I think we've got a little while before that happens yet. It's going to be chaotic as it is, just, you know, having this. And I guess I've left my wall where it was from last time, so we're going to hope that we can make it through this with just a little bit of fortification that we have. I'm going to try and stay away from home for a while, just because... Oh, there's the pirates. Okay. Well, just because of the obvious reason. So, now I'm not sure what's going to happen, because we've got both of these dudes all competing to basically eviscerate me as much as they can. And if I can just kind of like get them all stuck on this wall, I don't know, maybe we could get some good drops, and maybe this will be actually a fortuitous experience, even though, like, the concept of it is awful. Anyway, the thing I wanted to show you, and I'm not going to be able to do it for a while now, I think we're going to be stuck in this little one spot trying to beat up on these guys, and I might have to just box myself in entirely. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The thing I was going to show you, though, is that I made a teleporter all the way to the jungle. And that was basically the worst thing that I've done in Terraria. It was really not fun at all. I had to actually deconstruct the whole thing and rebuild it after I had pretty much finished, just because apparently the wires don't quite stretch over there, even though I thought they did. I couldn't remember if it was 3,000 or 4,000 tiles, and I think it was 3,000, not 4,000, and it was a pretty close call. So I ended up having to split it over 2 teleporters. It was really unpleasant. Basically what had happened was the way I had the first wire set up, it was a little bit squiggly because I was kind of sort of following the landscape, which was a really poor idea, and I never should have done that. But then after I realized I wasn't going to reach properly because the teleporter just wasn't doing anything, when I got to my final destination, I was thinking, well, maybe if I could just straighten that all out, maybe I would get enough tiles back to make the difference. And then I went and restructured the whole wire from the first area. I built like this suspension bridge over the whole landscape for a while, and then ran the wire through that, and then eventually, you know, got it all connected and everything worked out just fine. So I guess the pirates are going to take precedence over the Eclipse. Right, so that's kind of crappy, because it means I'm going to miss out on all the drops that I was hoping to maybe get. But anyway, the moral of the story with the teleporter was that I ended up just splitting it over 2 teleporters, which works fine. Just not quite as pretty and efficient. Maybe one day we could, like, get rid of that arbitrary limit on teleporter wiring tiles. Just because it feels like kind of a special thing, right? Like, a teleporter doesn't really work the way that you would expect it to. You know, it's not really hooked up via a wire, usually. I mean, just in our, you know, fictional minds, well, our minds aren't fictional, but in the minds of the fiction that we create, I think that is usually the expressed concept behind a teleporter. It is usually a wireless connection. So maybe we could get a, you know, a router involved or something. We could get some Wi-Fi going and put Wi-Fi in our house. Who knows? Terraria is a crazy game. Anything's possible. I'm really lamenting not possibly getting much out of this. I was really hoping that the Eclipse would be our chance to get some really nice loot. There was a few things that I really needed out of this. And with these pirates taking over the spawns, like, man, unless I get really lucky and I can kill them all in time, which I kind of doubt. Because last time... Oh, I got a golden toilet. Well, who cares about that? Last time I remember the pirates took a really long time, but they also were destroying me constantly, and in this case, apparently all I needed was the single wall. Now they just are completely impossible to... Well, it's impossible for them to kill me. It's completely possible for me to kill them. So that is AI for you. I'm a little surprised that it's quite this simplistic. So I was getting ready for the Plantera fight, like I said. I didn't really do anything meaningful yet. I had only just started... I basically had found a spot that I thought I wanted to use the bulb for, and I was going to dig out a little area around it, and then that's where I was going to start the next episode when all of this chaos began to happen. So I was thinking, if this hadn't happened, well, we would have spent today trying to dynamite out some areas in the jungle, and then perhaps set up a little miniature arena, and then maybe, I don't really want to farm more chlorophyte, but I might have if I had to, because I probably had to build some more bullets. Really go through those bullets quite quickly. And then I was thinking also maybe it might be a good idea to start thinking about possibly farming chlorophyte. If I could set up a bank of mud somewhere and then put, like, little veins of it running through it and then just let it hopefully naturally spread so the concentration is kind of tight and then I don't have to worry too much. I got another cutlass. Alright, well, that's cool. Too bad I can't, you know, double fist the things. That would have been kind of nice. Well, this was supposed to be really exciting and or possibly detrimental to my health, but as it turns out, it looks like this isn't even going to be a challenge. Had I only known about the wall last time, like, what on earth is happening differently? There was walls involved last time, wasn't there? Just things don't really seem to be challenging now. Am I, like, invisible because I'm using this armor? No, that would be if I had the Shroomite armor. Apparently you go stealth mode when you stand still, which seemed like kind of a bad idea to me, because it's like you kind of can't see your character a lot of the time anyway, but I guess if you could put some kind of glowing effect on you, maybe that would help too. Really not sure. And the captains, by the way, if you forgot, they drop a bunch of gold, so every time I kill one of those, kind of a good thing. I can't remember what the total amount of pirates was. It was like 120 or something. Or does it just... Oh, I got an arcane lucky coin. What does that do? I don't think I've ever had that before, have I? Hitting enemies will sometimes drop extra coins. Alright, well that's kind of a nice thing to find, I guess. I think there's also like a coin gun, which is a thing that maybe would be interesting. You know, again, my mission here is to just get everything eventually. And by the way, sorry for all the clicking, because I'm sure you can hear me repetitively clicking over and over again. There's no choice on this one. If I hold down the button, it doesn't keep thrusting the spear. But anyway, yeah, my goal is to get everything eventually. And I know it's a crazy goal in Terraria where the content keeps flowing like a freaking river, but it's a thing that I think is possible, and I think I'll be able to do it. It's just going to take a lot of time, and there will be points when I think large amounts of time are going to be spent with me farming stuff off camera, and I'm starting to see where maybe doing the series daily will be a little bit difficult, because the amount of time I spent putting in just for that teleporter, and I know that was not really necessary at all, but still, the amount of time I spent on that was kind of excessive, and it meant that I pretty much didn't do anything else today. And I know there is going to be other tasks, or there are going to be other tasks that are going to involve that much time and effort spent. So, I don't know, maybe if that does seem to be the way things are going, and I don't know how much money I just got, but it looked like a lot. But if that's the way things look like they're going, then perhaps what I'll do is end up making this like 3 or 4 times a week series, and then I'll have something else that will alternate with. I know that would be pretty upsetting to some of you, because it seems like everybody's really, really into the Terraria, and so am I still. Not saying that I'm not into it, and I'm not even saying that I'm definitely even changing anything. It's just, if that does seem to come up a lot, then I might have to consider it. Excuse me? Are you the first person that's realized that maybe you want to try shooting at me with your bow? Well, good theory, but didn't quite work out for you, unfortunately for you. Looks like another captain showing up. Can you please just give me some good drops, and then we can get on with our lives here. We've lost half of our Eclipse day. And I don't see that we're really going to get a whole lot more time. I think we're going to end up spending the whole time fighting pirates, unfortunately, which means basically a wasted Eclipse. Oh, the odds of these things coming on at the same time, I don't know what they are, but can't be that good, right? This is my second total pirate invasion and my second total Eclipse, and they both had to happen at the same time. Anyway, don't want to sound like I'm whining. I'm not. It's just sad, because, you know, could have used some of that stuff. While I was looking through the jungle, I did find one more heart plant, so I think I've even found a couple more in previous episodes between filming that I haven't mentioned. So, I mean, we're getting pretty close to having a fully golded out heart container area. And I think that's going to be done fairly soon. And, you know, one more thing to check off the list, I suppose. And I've got a ton of presents that I want to go check out in a little bit, but obviously not going to do that in the midst of all this fighting. There's a golden door over there. I don't understand these pirates. I guess they're just, like, finding treasure and then turning it into golden objects that are kind of unnecessary, like a golden toilet and door. Those are not things that I really think a pirate would want to care about. I mean, maybe in a perfect world, a pirate would live in a completely golden universe, but I saw what they did with Johnny Depp, and really they just put him in, like, a completely white universe, which is basically kind of like the Matrix area. Oh, look, now maybe we can fight a couple of things from the Eclipse now. Neat. We actually defeated the pirates pretty handily in this case. Alright, so you guys can show up then. I should really have gotten a blue candle for them, but might not be too late to go back and try and do that. I should really keep one in my piggy bank if I don't already. That way I can just drop it out in the middle of stuff. Yeah, this is going to be a little messy if I try to run back for it. I might need to. Yeah, this is so perfect, the way these vampires are showing up underneath stuff. If we could just keep them right there, that would be so nice. Okay, more deaths. I'd still like that scythe if we could make that happen. But the Eclipse is where you get the Broken Hero Sword. I said that erroneously the other day, that it was the werewolf dudes, and it's not. It's totally the guys from here. I don't remember which guys, but possibly the Frankenstein's monster characters, or could be the vampires. I'm not sure. All I know is I'm going to fight all of them until I get what I need. They haven't made some kind of an object yet, right? Where you can just summon an Eclipse at will? Because it seems like they're pretty big on doing that kind of thing. Oh, you know what? I was talking about my strategies for Plantera a little bit, and then I totally lost my train of thought. But one of the things I was going to do is build a little bit of an arena, like I've had recommended to do quite a few times. And then I'm going to put some heart lanterns on it, and possibly see about doing heart statues with timers, if that's a thing that I can work out. So that way there's hearts basically just everywhere. And then I'll try and make it set up so I can basically do loops around the thing. And I've even seen somebody strategize that maybe it's a good idea to consider putting teleporters, one on each side, and then just kind of firing at them in both directions until you just win. Because I've heard it's a very difficult fight, and I haven't actually done it yet. Oh, another broken Batwing. Well, didn't really want that one. So yeah, if you had teleporters, I guess you could keep distracting him and kiting him back and forth from one direction to the other, and just keep shooting at him until eventually runs out of health. But I'm going to need a ton of bullets for that, which means I'm going to have to farm a lot of chlorophyte, which means that the next episode might end up taking quite a while's worth of preparation time, which isn't, that kind of stuff isn't fun to watch for getting ready for that kind of a fight. I mean, granted, building the arena might be one thing, but like getting the chlorophyte bars again, you've seen me do that so many times now. I'm even tired of doing it, honestly. I wish I could just set this thing up to be automated. And I want to hook up the whole Shroomite thing, too. I don't know that I necessarily need the Shroomite armor, but I'd like to just get it. And in order to do that, it's going to require a lot of mushrooms. I actually have most of them already. I think I'm up to 500 something out of my total of, I think it was 800 some odd mushrooms. So I think I'm, what, 3/4 of the way there or so. But still, it's going to require a few more trips back and forth to my mushroom farm, and it sounded strangely arousing, didn't it? Anyway, is it too late for me to go back for a blue candle? It very well may be. I really don't want to get my house swarmed, but I kind of want to go check out the blue candle situation if I can. I could just put stuff in front of the doors, right? Where did I put my blue candle, though? I think I put it in the lighting, which is going to be over here. I feel like I freaking assembled a Home Depot. Yeah, there's one, a water candle. And basically what we're doing is we're creating, like, outlets, like little areas. Oh, God. What have I done? Heal me. Alright, now I need to run. I don't know what's in my way, but... Okay, NPCs, stay out of there. Let's go back to our wall. It's the only safe way. Over to the wall. And then we'll put our... Oh, crap. We're going to need wooden platforms to put the candle on, or a wooden platform, and there are a lot of deaths all of a sudden. Hope none of them will be mine. Yeah, this is really a bad idea, but I'm doing it anyway. Where is the candle that I just took out of my inventory? There it is. I get really blind when I'm doing this stuff, I'm sorry. Alright, there it is. I can't heal now? Am I still on cooldown? I didn't think I was. I just hit H and nothing happened, but I didn't see a thing on the side saying that I couldn't, so... Not sure what's up with that. Oh god. It's getting close. Stay away. Right? Totally can't heal. Why can't I heal? Stop attacking. Press 8. Okay, H just stopped working for some reason. I guess I'll leave that there in case I need it again. Also, Ruthless Cutlass, 18% damage. That's not bad. I think that's even better than my other one. And we've got 47 gold from this little encounter. Well, far from little, but you know what I mean. Certainly killed a lot of enemies. And, you know, the thing about making the wire go across the land all the way to the jungle town is that I was just endlessly fighting the same stupid mobs, and it was usually pixies. They just would keep swarming around me, and it just would make it so frustrating to try and do anything. And then night would show up, and there'd be like 5,000 of those corruption dudes just hanging out. And they were making my life kind of frustrating. I just really wanted to not deal with them every 5 feet again. As I would hit them, they'd bounce back into the air, and then in the space that they would have from recoiling from me hitting them, they would basically use that as time to then shoot a couple of bolts at me, which would then hit me eventually. Because I'm just trying to build wires, man. I wasn't concerned with fighting them. But, you know, by themselves, they pose very little threat. It's just once they start to beat away at your health for a while, it definitely becomes a different challenge. So it's becoming morning now, and I don't think I've really gotten much of any drops. I got a broken batwing, but that's not what I was interested in at all. Well, maybe when this is over, I'll have time to show you my teleporter, and yeah, I think it is just about over now. It was quite a time. I didn't die, though, somehow, which is strange. Really strange. The AI was just, like, not there at all. Today was just not its day at all. Alright, so I guess the eclipse is over. I see the regular old moon over there hanging out. So we'll collect our blue candle. I'll just leave this wall here, because it seems like I'm going to use it again. And now I've got gastropods and pixies and eyeballs and the usual junk. And it looks like it's starting to snow. I didn't know that it could necessarily do that outside of the snow biome. And all of our NPCs survived, amazingly enough. Really wasn't expecting that. So, I've got a crap ton of stuff in my inventory, none of really which I need to care much about. Sailor hats, I've got several of those now. I've already had the dagger from before, a little bit of titanium ore, got this cutlass, got the golden door, and the arcane lucky coin, which is, I think, the only thing that's really special out of this whole thing. And I could see, let's see what we can craft out of a lucky coin. Perhaps this is a thing that could roll into another accessory. Apparently, nothing can craft out of that. So that's that. Oh, okay, we've got all of our mushrooms are back, so, like I said, let's continue that. I really thought this was going to be like that other pirate episode where I just died over and over and over again, but since none of them really got a chance to shoot at me, it just was not even a thing. And we'll drop these off. We're at almost 600 now, which is not bad. And let's just head over to the jungle. I just want to show you my little teleporter setup. I kind of want to run you along the line that I took to get across, but it's like kind of annoying to do. I might just do it anyway, though. So, yeah, as you can see, I ran the line up here and then across. And basically, I just had it go through the tree, and then from there, instead of making it squiggle all over the landscape like I was trying to do at first, I just basically picked a straight line and ran it completely straight. You'll see I cut through this hillside here to make it straight, and then it goes all the way over to this little box up in the sky here. And from the box, I have it teleporting me all the way down to here inside of the jungle. Also, another good tip that I want to recommend or mention is if you're fighting Plantera, and this, I don't know this firsthand, but it seems like a really good idea, don't bring it up to the surface if you can avoid it. So I'm going to make sure that the bulb that I choose to break is going to be deep enough down that it's not going to necessarily aggro on me, because I think what happens is when it gets to the surface, it gets all frustrated, and it's like, why did you bring me a place I didn't want to go? And then it just flips out and gets more angry or something. So there we go. It's a two teleporter process, but I think it's certainly worth doing. It's a lot less work than having to cross that big expanse every single time you want to come back to the jungle, which is a thing that I'm going to be doing constantly. I should have really dropped off my money, but I guess it's really not that big of a deal now that I can teleport. Hey, look, another life fruit. Neat. So there is our bit of progression for the day, I suppose. That life fruit was it. So yeah, I'm going to try and plant some of the... I almost said orichalcum, it's chlorophyte. I'm going to try and plant that into some of the mud, perhaps, and see what that does. There's little bits of it regrowing all over the place, but I'd really like to get this so I don't have to keep hanging out here to do this every single time. Or if I could find, like, a nice chunk of it that I could just, like, you know, let it regrow every time or whatever. Just have it not be a factor. That's really all I'm concerned with. Violet husk. Anyway, let's go down to where that bulb was, and I'll show you the situation that I think we're going to be working with here for the Plantera fight. This is where I was. I was actually hanging out right up against this wall when, you know, it said in the bottom, it was like, there is an eclipse, and the pirates are invading from whatever, and yeah. And I was like, alright, I guess we're going to go home and start working on things back at the old homestead. Okay, excuse me, can we... Yeah, pick a side, please. Thank you. I don't know what it takes to accidentally summon this boss, but I'm just going to try to avoid going too near it if I can. So I'm going to carve out a big chunk of land in pretty much all directions. I'm going to go up, I'm going to go, well, right is pretty much done already. I might just want to seal over that water area. And we're just going to continue to build out from there. Thankfully, this isn't going to take very long, again, because of the sweet pick that I have. And maybe there's even a cave on the other side. It's kind of looking like that might be the case. So I know I don't want to do any more caving. You guys were upset about me with that. So I'm going to try and avoid any more caving on video, aside from maybe this kind of thing. Unless there's some real compelling reason why I will. Maybe if I have to go back to the Crimson for something. I don't even think I want to do that. But I'm just sort of demonstrating what I'm going to be doing here. And I guess, you know, this is really the main point. Once we're done with Plantera, I don't really know what we do after that. I guess we go to the dungeon, and then we try to collect ectoplasm, try and build bigger and better stuff, try and make Spectre armor and all of that. If we want Spectre armor, I'm not sure that we do. I think for melee-oriented builds, I'm probably already where I want to be for that kind of thing. You know, having the tortoise armor, having the chlorophyte armor. And if I want to do this fight properly, I might want to consider doing the ranger helm or something for the chlorophyte armor. I think somebody mentioned that being a good idea. I don't know why I can't just seem to wrap my mind around using multiple points of contact with this Ivy Whip, because I've had it for ages. And I've even done it a few times. I just forget a lot, so yeah, there's that. It is a very handy thing to have. I'm not sure quite how big I need to make this arena, but I do want to do this right the first time, so I'll probably kind of splurge and spend a little bit of extra time getting this stuff out of the way. That way maybe we could just, you know, do this once, move on, you know, get on with our lives. I guess we're actually going to have to do it a bunch of times, because Plantera is apparently like a boss that you're going to need to fight for various parts for a key to unlock the various chests that we find in the dungeon and all of that. And I don't know quite how important those chests really are, but I would like to collect all the stuff, like I've said a few times, so I'm probably going to have to go after it. And if that means fighting Plantera 5 times, then I guess we're going to fight Plantera 5 times. But it seems like the trend has been that once you can beat one of these bosses and you know how it works, they're not all that daunting the second time when you have to fight them again. So I think you get the point of what exactly I'm trying to do with this area to transform it into something a little bit more functional. I don't know how tall I need to make it, but I think this is probably the right idea. And if we could look on the map real quick just to see, very little chance of Plantera escaping and getting out to the top level of the terrain. Other suggestions I've seen, in addition to having like heart lanterns, bonfires, heart statues with triggers on them, also putting down honey blocks might not be a bad idea because we could actually kind of wade through those to gain some health regen. And the more of that we have, the better, right? I mean, really, this is all about just a numbers game. How long can we survive versus something that's potentially got a lot of health. And if I can just keep surviving and I have enough bullets, well, eventually it'll go down. There's no question in my mind. It's just going to take, the right catalyst, the right situation, and I think we have the tools that we need to make that all happen. So, I don't know what else there is really to show on this point on this episode. We're not going to fight the boss quite yet today. I still have a bunch of work left to do on that, but I think we're probably going to do it next time. Unless something else particularly strange happens, which seems to be the trend. Every time I set up plans to fight some kind of boss or do a certain task, some kind of moon rises, and then we have to fight other stuff for a while. So, if that's the case, that's the case, but I think we're probably going to shoot for that next time. So, maybe no dynamiting actually necessary. Maybe just, my own wits and a pickaxe. Oh my goodness, we're so close to having the greatest pickaxe, too. I'm pretty excited about that. Being at the top of our gear is a thing that I've never experienced, aside from, pre-1.1, when the top of your gear was like having lava armor, whatever we called that, the flame stuff. You know what I mean. So, I guess with that, then, I know it's been a slightly shorter episode, but I'm sure you guys have festivities to potentially go indulge in if you are celebrating anything today. So I guess I should leave you to that. And I will meet you again probably tomorrow. Well, there's a thing is we don't know when we're going to be doing the stream again, right, for the live Terraria thing with BizSnap. So if that happens to be a thing that happens very soon, there's a chance that I'll do another day of that going up on the channel. But chances are probably you'll have a couple, 2 or 3 days of Terraria in a row, the solo version, this version. So, regardless, keep your eyes open for all of that. And if you don't already, follow me on Twitter for details on when we might be streaming. I mentioned that in the actual VOD that I posted on YouTube, but I don't know if everybody caught that information. I don't know who reads the descriptions and who doesn't. So, if you are interested in being there for us live when we're doing that, then, just follow along and we'll definitely mention it. But I think with that, we will wrap up for another day, and I'll keep mining away off camera and doing my due diligence here to make sure this fight goes as well as possible. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for your support, and happy holidays to you. I hope you have a terrific day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Later.